Oscar Mike Radio is a proud podcast partner of Wreaths Across America Radio, heard every Thursday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern. They're also big supporters of the nonprofit I Got Your Six, Two Lives at Once. And with every Wreath you sponsor through Oscar Mike Radio, $5 goes back to this great organization dedicated to making a difference in the lives of veterans, law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders battling PTSD. Two Lives at Once pairs these brave men and women together with dogs rescued from kill shelters. In this way, two lives are saved at the same time by saving each other. Donate now. Go to wreathsacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio to help. That's wreathsacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio.
When I met you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on.
Monotony. It comes in all shapes and sizes. Dull, tedious, just plain boring. But what is this? A contender, perhaps? Something unboring by the looks of it. Jabs right at dull, an uppercut to tedium, something that keeps you on your toes, keeps your head on a swivel. A knockout punch to your old, boring workouts. Welcome to Fight Camp.
From the trenches, we hustle because of hopelessness. Live for the moment, I do. Blessed and I'm focused, man. Lately I've been wrecking crews. That's what Bishop do. They watching my every move. Be careful what side you choose.
Maybach music.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me?
Get ready! Woo! We are on tour, and we're doing it better than anybody else alive. Now, Buddy Landell, it's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on Spilt liquor.
Every bar's holy, straight divinity. Great stability with ancient wizardry. God goes writing on the page after I prayed, he visits me. My frame is spiritually plateauing when angels lifted me.
Welcome to another episode of Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor Podcast. My name is Lito. This is my co-host, Sinista1. What's going on, brother?
What is going on? We are into the 6th month of the year already. Nothing but rain here in Massachusetts for the last 12 weekends. It's miserable.
Dang.
Rain is coming through again on Saturday, but I've been able to DJ.
It's 85 today, bro.
Damn, man. I'm envying you. It was 42 degrees here the other night. Still cold. People, you know when you get to that point where you debate about putting the heat on, but you don't really, you know what I'm saying? You ever get to that point where you're like, oh man, do I really want to put this heat on?
It's 86 today. It'll be 85 tomorrow. Damn. 78 Thursday, 78 Friday.
Damn. See?
76 Saturday, 80 Sunday, 81 Monday.
See, I don't like that. See here in New England, this is where it gets. You know, we've been in March we were hoping to have some good weather. We didn't. It was cold all March. It was cold April. Now we coming into June. The nights are still in the 40s, right? So now we gonna come into that 80 and 90 degrees without being, eased into it. So
No preparation, yeah.
We gonna go right into that sinner's slave heat, talking about swing low, sweet chariot. that oppressive heat, 80's gonna feel rough for us. 80's gonna feel rough to us because we didn't get to ease into it. We're gonna be brought right into that 80-degree humidity weather. I'll be walking down the street seeing white people talking about, hey, boss, man. Boss, what you want from me today?
Listen. It's crazy, but you know how it go. What can you do, man? The good thing is the pool is open over here, so I gotta set that up. I mean, they already trying to have a pool party, right? So they got like another DJ like for their own pool party. I said, I'm going to just bring my own DJ here and have my own pool party. And let everybody come in the community.
Let me come out there and rock this shit, boy. Be playing them good old swimming in songs and stuff, little mashups.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
White and black mashups, so everybody's chilling together.
Right, exactly, man. So last month was Mental Health Awareness Month. This month is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So, I gotta ask you, how you doing, bro? Like, what's your number today? 1 to 10.
I'm a 7. 7 close to 8 because I was on vacation last week, so I was able to recharge, refresh, come back to work. I got a lot of DJ gigs coming up, so I'm gonna be super busy. So I'd say I'm at an 8 right now.
Nice. That's what's up, man. Yeah, men's mental health awareness is very, very important to us, especially because we have our Black Men's Mental Wellness group every Thursday night. Thank you. And it's very important to us. Yeah, she had to give me my food, bro.
I seen that box.
Yeah, Rapid Fire Pizza, man. Shout out to Rapid Fire Pizza. You know what I'm saying? If you want something healthy, get your Rapid Fire Pizza, get you that spinach on there.
Ooh, I like spinach on pizza.
It's good, man. And I put out something in our chat today. I just wanted to read this. This is something that men go through on a day-to-day, just growing up, how most of us grew up. And I just wanted to read this. June is Men's Mental Health Month. 3 times as many men as women die by suicide. Men are wrongly taught at a young age expressing emotion is weak. And let me attest to that. I know for certain how that feels, because when I was young, it wasn't none of that. I wasn't allowed to express how I felt about anything. My uncle would call you weak or soft or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother situation. Men aged 40 to 49 have the highest suicide rates. So the ages that I am right now, up to 49 years old, are struggling a lot with maybe identity. If you're married, you're struggling trying to be a husband. If you are just anything, any of your struggles, addiction, anything you might be going through, the highest suicide rates. Men report lower levels of life satisfaction than women. That means we don't live that long. So to be at the age that you are is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Men are less likely to seek medical help than women. We know that to be true because our grandfathers, they didn't go to the hospital. Your dad.
Father John's. Take some Father John's. You be all right.
Yep, that's what they say. Or some Robitussin.
Put some Vicks on that chest. Clear you up.
525,000 men every year, 10,096 men per week, 1,442 men every day, 60 men every hour, which is 1 man every 60 seconds dies by suicide. How crazy is that? A man a minute. That's crazy, man. Men cry, men have trauma, men have insecurities, men self-harm, men have eating disorders, men go to therapy, men have body image issues, men get abused, men get heartbroken, men feel things, men need love and care, men deserve support. Anybody in the chat right now? That you can see?
Now. I don't see.
Okay. It's not unmanly to struggle. And the message basically is check on the men in your life. And shout out to all the men suffering with their mental health with no one to turn to, as society taught men to mask their emotions. We need to encourage men to speak up, not man up. Talking saves lives. How you feel about that, bro?
We're seeing it. We're seeing it at the pro sports level. You know, we saw a couple of NBA players, you know, take time off for their mental health. We had an NBA player retire after 3 years because it wasn't what he thought the NBA was going to be, wasn't what it was going to be, and it was affecting his mental health. And he retired at a very young age. And you know, a lot of people talk crap. It was like, hey, he knows.
Yeah.
We had a baseball player here with the Red Sox that we found out that when he was going through his batting slump and people was talking all this crap about him while he was coming out to the field, he contemplated putting a gun in his mouth and killing himself. You know, a young man playing on the Red Sox, making all this money. Sometimes all the money ain't worth it. You know,
It ain't.
We saw that with Robin Williams. Everybody said, why did Robin Williams commit suicide? He was a funny dude. He had all this money, but at the end of the day, he wasn't happy with himself. He wasn't happy with what was going on in his life. So that's, you know, that goes to show you it doesn't matter about you could have all the money in the world and still be a miserable, horrible person feeling horrible on the inside because you're struggling, you know?
Crazy thing about Robin Williams was so crazy is he can make everybody laugh, but he couldn't make himself happy. Damn. Chester Bennington.
Oh, don't get me crying. Don't get me
You
crying.
gonna get so he meant a lot to you too.
Yo, my live is on my Facebook page. The day that hit, you know, that hit was bad for me. That was bad. You know, Prince was up there for me, but Chester Bennington was a guy. When Linkin Park first came out, I attached to him because he was just a phenomenal vocalist. You know, I took my son to see Linkin Park live at the club show when they first came here, and they were kind of nobody. Chester Bennington was a guy that I was angry when he took his own life because
Me too.
when you went back and you listened to his music and you really deep dived into the words of his songs, you're like, how the fuck did nobody know? The shit
they
was
knew.
all right. The shit was here for all of us.
They knew. The thing about it was he got help at one point. I think people, because he never appeared any different than he already was, so you couldn't really tell if he was cool or if he, you know, if he was going through something. There's never a change in his personality or anything. He was always the same. So you can ask someone till you blue in the face, bro. You doing all right? Yeah. You sure you doing all right? Yeah. Just like my best friend, or one of my best friends, when he killed himself. You ask him if he's all right. Yeah, I'm good. You sure, bro? Yeah. It's not until it takes a split moment for your mind to create and tell you something. And if you listen, you just do it. Chester Bennington passed away, I cried. Hurt me. Because I could see his I knew his story. I knew about everything he went through. Sad. It's a sad story. Most definitely.
Yeah, it was tough.
Sad story.
And we lost two good singers in that period because they were close friends, both to suicide. So
yeah, very sad story.
That was a tough time, sad one. And just great one of the best vocalists I've ever seen out there in my time. In my time.
They contemplated not even doing music anymore for a minute, but they decided to go ahead and
and
do
she's
it.
Killing it. She's killing it.
She is.
All you people out here who's talking stuff, but stop.
She's killing it.
She's killing it, man. Because that song "Stained" is ridiculous. That song.
The whole album. Have you heard the whole album? The whole album.
Yeah,
is
the whole
fire.
album is fire. Whole album is fire. So stop it. Stop it, people.
Yeah, y'all stop. Leave her alone. Linkin Park is still doing their thing. Shout out to Linkin Park. Rest in peace to Chester Bennington, man. Do you want to go into what we got coming next week?
No, let's make them wait. If they haven't followed us, if they ain't watch us, let's make them wait. Let's make them wait until we get through the fake segment.
Let's make them wait. Okay, so check it out. This is a segment that I like to call Pickups of the Week, right? Everyone who knows me, who's been paying attention, knows that I am a collector of figures. I picked up some fire stuff this week. I'm not going to show everything because it's too many, but I will show some stuff. Up first. Series 113. Whoop That Trick.
Uh-oh. Oh, with the belt.
Trick Williams. Had to whoop that trick. First time in the line. He does come with the belt. His sunglasses. Whoop that trick, baby. Y'all know what it is. Mm-hmm. Whoop that trick. I copped him. Today I went to Walmart just on a humbug, and I said, whenever I go in there, I just check. Went to grab a few things, and they had this. So I'm gonna need you to go to Walmart and see, because this had to have come out, like they put stuff out on Tuesdays, I guess. So they had this, bro. Surfer Sting, bro.
Oh.
Surfer Sting, bro.
Oh.
AEW Surfer Sting. Resale for this $60. Right now. If they had two, I would have grabbed two, because I always need one to pose and then one to put up.
Right.
So I gotta try to find another one. Now, before I show this other one, it's only right that I do this the right way, right? It is only right. I put an APB out for this guy, because I'm like, where's he at? It's only right for me to do this. Hold on.
What up, Felicia?
Felicia, what's going on with you?
I was just going to say, Felicia is not in here yet, but she's here now.
So, here we go.
Oh, was that the right song?
It's only right. I had to put an APB out for my tribal chief. Put your ones up out there. Y'all know what time it is. This is the new Ultimate Edition. Roman Reigns comes with the new head sculpt as well as the gold belt. The gold undisputed belt that he had. This is fire. It's a re-release of the other Ultimate Edition that he had, but they did some things to it. Added some new heads and put this belt in here, the gold belt, which was not in the last one. The last one had two belts, had the Universal as well as the World Heavyweight belt. This figure. And the last Ultimate Edition also had red boots. This one has the black boots. This figure is awesome. It's fire. And the last thing I'm going to show. I feel like I need to give you an intro for this one too, because of the type of figure it is. This is crazy. You know what? Fuck it. I would definitely do this as well.
Oh, that's right. What's up, Felicia? Yep. Congrats for being cancer-free. Big applause for that.
Yeah, congrats.
We're going to be talking about the other stuff in the WWE segment, so hang tight.
Yeah. Oh, see, they want you to play the. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. All right, so up last, AEW boxed Jeff Hardy action figure. This is the black light figure, which means you open this up like this. Shows his face right there on the side of the box. Has you get to see him right there, and you might not be able to see the black light if I turn this on.
Yeah,
there you go. You see a little bit.
It comes up a little bit. We can
see. So in the dark, nice. It's crazy. Let me see if I can get an effect. There it is.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
That's fire. So shout out to AEW. Shout out to Jazzwares. I think Jazzwares made this, if I'm not mistaken. It's a ringside exclusive, meaning that you can't buy it on any other site except for Ringside Collectibles. Mm-hmm. And I did a few other. I did buy some other ones, but you got to look at the reviews. The reviews. I have a review on our page, Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor podcast channel. Go check that out. I posted that yesterday. And then I got 2 reviews on my TikTok, Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor. Yeah, so shout out. Ringside Collectibles got me together on those. Shout out to Ringside Collectibles. So yeah, those are some of the pickups of the week that I have. And let's get into what we're getting into. You want to give them the... You want to wait? You want to have them wait still?
No, we can
wait.
Give it to them. We can give it to them. if they was paying attention to the intro, they saw the promo banner. If
Facts.
they saw the promo banner, they was paying attention.
Facts.
If you was paying attention, you
yeah.
know. If you've been following our Facebook page and our Instagram, you would know.
Facts. And our TikToks, you would know. Next week, June 10th.
What? we got to put the what in there. You got to put the what in there. Break it down.
This is so crazy.
What?
Next week.
What?
June 10th.
What?
Live.
What?
On Facebook.
What?
On YouTube.
What?
On Restream.
What?
We have a special guest.
What?
We have two guests, actually. One is Rick Pease. Rick is going to be on here with us. Anyone who knows wrestling or knows radio knows who Rick is. We ain't even got to say nothing. All right. Also joining us is none other than Mr. Tony Norris, a.k.a. Ahmed Johnson.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! What?
Ahmed Johnson, y'all. And y'all might think we BSing, right?
Stop messing with us, bro.
This is real life. This is real talk.
Come on, bro.
Ahmed Johnson.
One of the best promos.
Yeah. Ahmed Johnson is coming on our podcast, and we're going to talk wrestling. We're going to talk his career. We're going to talk about everything. This is going to be super duper.
Felicia said, yeah, she saw. I knew she watched, but I mean, there's other people out here.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be super dope. It's going to be a great pod. I can't wait. We've been talking, and we got our own group chat. You know, we've been in communication with him, and man, it's going to be an honor to talk to him. Honestly,
yeah, shout out to Rick
because
P.
if y'all didn't know, he was the first African American to hold the Intercontinental belt in the World Wrestling Federation at the time, but World Wrestling Entertainment. I would like to ask him how that made him feel, knowing that he was the first black athlete in WWE to hold that belt. That's dope.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So yeah, next Tuesday, y'all don't want to miss this.
And he's old school. We're trying to get him on camera, but he's old school. And we were like, however you get on, we don't care. We can put rotating pictures of you while you talking to us by phone. We don't care.
If he wants to get on camera, that's cool. If he just wants to get on and we just hear his voice on here, that's cool too.
Yeah, because we got questions. We got questions for him. Back in the Attitude Era, he cut one of the most. When you go back and you look at some of these promos that were kind of from the hip back in that Attitude Era, there was a promo that he had cut, and they got a little personal, and he made the little comment about Tupac, and you know when something goes black and that some white people can't understand what they, you knew it was getting real, that conversation.
Did you know that he also was a part of Harlem Heat at one point? Did you know that?
When Sherry had left, though, right? Wasn't Sherry already gone?
She was gone.
Yes. Yep.
He came in. I think Stevie Ray had left.
Yes.
I think Stevie Ray left. He came in and they put him with Booker T for a little minute. So, yeah. I'm gonna ask him about that too, like how he felt about that. Being with Harlem Heat, that was a whole nother, situation. I got a few questions I'm gonna ask him for real.
Yeah, we got a lot.
I can't wait, man. It's gonna be super dope.
But he had a crazy sports career before he came into this, professional wrestling. He was a crazy sports star. So, college level. So, he was being touted as this thing. So I can't wait. I can't wait to have him. There's so much stuff to ask. And,
I know,
for
man.
us, this is how things happen with us. Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor. We're coming up. We're coming up on a halfway mark for this show. But we strive to bring the best. Like I said, we're gonna be at New England Fan Fest next year. And I already said that. I'm already talking my walk, walking my walk and talking my talk. I'm already telling people to be afraid, be very afraid, because when we come to New England Fan Fest, we're coming to let everybody know we the best podcast out there in New England.
Yeah, we're not coming to be cool like just for the moment. That's not why we coming there. So
yep, we coming. Like Tyrese said, we hungry.
I'm hungry. I am hungry. I'm really hungry right now too. I got my food sitting here. I'm like, no, we're not coming to this event just to take part, and be a part, be in the moment. We want people to know who we are, and that's why we'll have merchandise and, we'll be doing some interviews with, wrestlers. It don't matter if you're independent. None of that matters to us.
Yeah, we're gonna bring them on camera because we're going live for the whole shebang from the start of the event to the end of the event. We're gonna be live. We're gonna be right there. We're gonna be making sure we pull people over. I want it to be to the point where people can leave and be like, "Hey, yo, who was that podcast? Turnbuckles and Spilt liquor, bro."
By the time we leave, my goal, because I'm gonna get some like little cards and stuff that they can take with our channel information, so that they can go right there and boom. I might even make it a QR code.
Put it on a card. I already got the QR code already set for that day.
Yeah, so they can just
I just go to
scan your phone. Yeah, scan your phone right there. Boom.
Dollar Tree and get the little plastic things.
Yeah, and subscribe. Scan your phone and subscribe to our channel. Straight up.
Crazy. And like I said, Kevin's planning on being here the night before when all the rest. So we're probably gonna try to do some exclusive stuff because we're talking about checking into a hotel the night before the event. So we're gonna try to bring people some exclusive stuff with interviews for people we may see arriving, from that night. So I'm just saying that, even though it's a year away, this is gonna be craziness. This is gonna be crazy stuff for us. So
100%. So can't wait for that. Y'all make sure that y'all are at New England Fan Fest as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss all the people that we know that's already going to be there.
Yep.
Straight up and down. WWE time, baby. WWE has a big. They got two big events this Saturday. And one is Worlds Collide at 3 p.m. And then right after that, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then right after, like, they come in back to back. Okay, Saturday is a big day for me.
7 p.m., yeah.
Because UFC comes on at 10 p.m. The pay-per-view. So I'm going to be locked in. Listen, Wingstop need to do that thing again. I'm not. And they just made a Wingstop down the street from my house. Like, literally, like, 5 minutes away. Bro, I hope they're doing. And they just opened up on the 2nd yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
I hope they're doing some kind of.
I had my 20 for 20. When I called you and told you about that, you was like, what do you mean? That shit was funny when I called you. You was like, what do you mean 20 for 20?
Yeah, like, what you talking about?
You said, what you talking about?
Because I ain't know.
What you
like, you know what I mean?
You said 20. You said, Keith, 20 wings for 20. I said, yeah, 20 for 20. You was like, oh, man, that's my dinner for tonight. You was eating lunch too.
I was thinking about like because I was gonna cook. I cooked on Sunday, but I was gonna cook. I was like, yo, nah, bro. It's a Saturday, 20 for 20. Sign me up. And I got the loaded fries.
Oh.
Now the fries don't ever be as good. You got to tell them to like. I always tell them like, yo, overcook my fries.
Yeah, you want them.
I need my stuff to. I need to hear the when I bite into that thing. You understand?
Yeah, that's how I am with my chicken fingers.
I need to hear the. I need to hear that when I bite into my French fry.
Felicia says she's there, so I'm sure she's talking about she's going to the Fan Fest. Love being informed. Look forward for what you guys bring. Love being informed, she says in the chat.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to have T-shirts. I don't know what else we're going to have right now. Probably have some figs on hand. Just, you know what I mean? A few to sell, possibly. I'm going to be really focused on, you know what I'm saying, us having some merch there for sure. So we'll talk about that, you know what I'm saying, when the time comes. But yeah, this is gonna be, man, can't wait. Ahmed Johnson next week. We can't wait to speak to Mr. Norris. It's gonna be super dope. All right, let's preview the Money in the Bank card.
I'm
and then we'll end,
as hell, but I
end our night on that.
I get the releases played a lot into this, which we're gonna get into, but damn, there were some surprises.
Well, yeah. First of all, let's talk about ever since R-Truth has been released. Yo, he's been like, it's like everybody want him. TNA. You know what? This. I was talking to Rick. This might be a work.
No,
it's a
not a work.
possibility.
It's not a work at all. R-Truth has been working on this album, and as I said to Rick, I said, he's going on tour, and I feel like this is a good double bill for me right now. I feel Dax, and R-Truth would be a good little tour together. The word that I watched Coach Boatman, and Coach said that R-Truth could have stuck around if they gave him a position that was kind of like an ambassador, but they said he was offered a contract. He turned the contract down.
Because he wants to go on tour, probably.
They said it was kind of low, but he opted to turn the contract down. And I follow Ron Killings on social media, and he has been.
Same.
He's been going hard about this music and about this album, and he's really happy about doing this country hybrid stuff. And he's always said that, his music is first and foremost, number one. So part of this is me saying that, okay, part of me feels like this was part of R-Truth's decision, just like it was Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, everybody was upset about that, but then come to find out Braun Strowman has a TV contract with the Food Network, and he's going to have his own little Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives show that premieres. But let's get into, there's two things here that plays into this, though. Carlito was let go, which was kind of a surprise to me.
Really? He didn't do nothing.
It was a little bit of a surprise because, and like I said, it's been 13 years since he's been here, and they brought him back, and you're right, he really hasn't wrestled. He's just been that goon outside the ring. Okay.
Yep.
They let Valhalla go. Sarah Rowe. Now, I kind of thought she would have been gone a long time ago because when the War Raiders changed their whole they went back to the bikies and dumped that whole thing. I'm like, okay, then where does Valhalla fit into this? Where does Sarah Rowe fit into this? So I figured she's on borrowed time anyway, so I'm not too surprised about that. But this is something, people, that we talked about on this show. Back when this show first started, we talked about this. I brought this up. And guys like wrestlers, not guys, wrestlers who are up in age, who are like R-Truth, Miz, anyone, to be honest, anybody 40, 45 and older, if you're not a main roster guy, your job is always going to be in jeopardy. And this is why people, and people don't realize this, the WWE brand has moved to Netflix, making it a worldwide commodity. Not only is it now a worldwide commodity where the face has to constantly change, they're doing business under how TKO does business. And people, if you know and understand TKO, you already know that, hey, in the UFC, you lose 3 fights. You out. They're going to bring that same type of mentality to WWE, that 3-fight mentality. Yes, this is it. But here's the thing, people. You don't realize this, and we talked about this on this show. People like R-Truth, they're nice guys. They're happy guys. We like all these people like this. We like these wrestlers. But here's the thing, people. The WWE has acquired TNA. They've acquired AAA Lucha Libre. But here's the thing. Originally, really, they just had NXT and WWE as their brand. But now you have LFG, which has some monsters coming through that show. You got Evander Holyfield's son who could be, he's gonna be somebody. You got a chick on there, she's gonna be somebody. Then you got Evolve on Tubi. So here's the thing, people, you got to realize something. As they start bringing all these people up through these lower tier shows, guess what they want to do? They want to get all those people who invested in those people and want to follow them up through NXT, Evolve, and all this stuff. So guess what? When you have all this talent now coming up behind you, you thought the stress of having the NXT talent on your ass in WWE. Now you got Evolve and LFG talent coming up. They've now acquired TNA, and they're bringing some of that talent in through TNA. People, this is our truth is just the first of many. If you're 40 and over, you're not on that main card consistently. They're gonna put you in a match like they did with him against Cena. They're gonna check them ratings numbers like they did from Saturday's main event. And if you didn't cut it, you're gonna be gone. And everybody can cry and everybody can be on social media and everybody, but that's just the nature of what they've created because
the business, that's the business.
Netflix has put WWE in a whole new element worldwide.
Yep.
I hate Rusev, but now Rusev is getting some push because Rusev is getting that fan base outside of the U.S. You know what I'm saying? So
I knew there was a method to having him come back.
Yeah, look, like we said, LFG alone has talent. Holyfield's son is coming. Holyfield's son is coming. The Samoan chick, she's coming. The black girl Olympic star, she's coming. These are all talented people. Evolve got their talent too. Coming. Stop it, people. And the way wrestling is right now, you have GCW, you have all these other outlets, and they're all going to pick up from people that they drop. They're all going to pick up people. GCW has picked up the last 4 people that WWE's dropped. Natty, they grabbed Natty, they snatched up Shayna Baszler. They'll find a place. These people will find a place. Our truth, my opinion is, he's doing his record. He's doing what he's wanted to do.
Yeah, I think he may end up coming back eventually as a TNA ambassador.
Yep.
I think he does eventually want to be in that, where he can still pop in and out of WWE every now and then, just so people can see his face.
What my main concern and worry is, though, people rushing back from injury because they're scared of this losing that spot. That's how it was in the 90s. Remember in the 90s when people were rushing back and ended up with injuries? That's my concern with this whole pecking order now. Because we're already seeing it. How many people did they just bring up from NXT? They brought up Julia. They brought up Lyra Valkyria. You know what I'm saying? So they brought up Stephanie Vacquier. So Evolution, they're already talking about Evolution is going to be the debut of 4 more women in the WWE. So it's coming. They're saying that's where Mariah May. They're saying Mariah May is going to debut at Evolve. That would be crazy.
That would. That would be crazy.
So, pick your game up, and you to be honest, you can start naming those wrestlers right now that they need to start doing the R-Truth look in the mirror and be like, oh, because Miz is one. Miz is definitely one. You know,
Miz hasn't wrestled in a while.
Nope. If Karrion Kross probably saved himself. He's got himself in a good little storyline right now.
Yeah, I don't think they want to get rid of him anyway. He's
no,
too.
I don't think he's going anywhere. But I think there's a lot of people that need to look in the mirror. There's a lot of people right now. There's a couple of people that I would think in the bloodline might want to be careful. That are sitting out on injury right now. You know, Tongalo and who's the other one? You know what I'm saying? Tama. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When you out too long, you start seeing all these new people come. You're like, oh.
They don't get rid of them because of the bloodline stuff is still relevant. So,
but Jacob Fatu messed up that whole thing because he went over too big, too fast. He killed that whole.
He's bigger than. Yeah, he's
bigger than the two of them. So if they come back, how do you fit them in now? Because Jacob is bigger than them. Jacob is way over.
Well, eventually Jacob's gonna start his own. I think that's when we're gonna see his own bloodline or his own family come in. I think he's gonna have his own clique, and I believe Tama and Tangaloa they're gonna come back and be with Solo, yeah. So Solo will still have his group of people.
Felicia
Solo
Nakamura, we were surprised to see him back last week.
Yeah, well, I wasn't surprised because Japanese. The Japanese watch the Netflix.
That's right. Yep. Which is why this guy's holding that belt right now.
Yeah. So they're gonna bring back Shinsuke, and don't be surprised if you see Muda come back or for something, maybe once. They're gonna. He's still wrestling, so don't be surprised if he don't come back for one match.
Is he what would happen if? Is he in the Hall of Fame yet?
Yeah.
No, did they put Muda on the WWE Hall of
Fame?
WWE,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did.
I missed that.
Hold on, I'll tell you when they did it. Because I remember him wearing that mask. Hold on.
He spit the green stuff.
Hold on, Great Muda. Yeah.
What year?
Yep. 2023. 2023.
How the frick? Oh, yes.
Yeah, I know. I remember him up there talking.
He did spit the green stuff.
Yeah. I got a Great Muda figure too that actually shows him spitting the green stuff. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy. Shout out to Great Muda. People don't know about the Great Muda. I know about the Great Muda from WCW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Great Muda was the Shining Wizard King. If y'all know what the Shining Wizard is, go look it up. Go watch it. The Shining Wizard was crazy.
He was crazy. Yep. But no. Like I said, any wrestler 40 or over, you just got your notice.
Yeah.
Women or male or female.
I mean, but in all fairness, R-Truth was 52. So
see, that's what I'm saying.
But he lasted up until, you know what I mean? So because of who he is, and he still can wrestle, he still can. But like I said, his music is good, and if he's focusing on that, that's what's up. 10:15. Let's talk about this Money in the Bank. The first match on the card is the Women's Intercontinental Championship with Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Who do you got winning?
Becky's putting her over. You know, she's Becky's protege. Lyra is the future of this organization. Becky's only here to put her over. I think it's gonna be a good match. I think it's gonna be a real good match. But Becky,
I got Becky winning this match.
Really?
Let me tell you why. After watching Raw, Lyra is too. I want to kill her. She's too. I think she's going to lose.
She's over emotional.
Yes, she's like You know the security came, had to hold her back and all of that stuff. I believe she may lose and then she'll end up getting it back at SummerSlam or something. But I believe that they're gonna let Becky hold, cause she's a great heel right now. Yeah, so they're gonna let her hold the belt until SummerSlam. She's probably like, just give it to me till SummerSlam, then I'll drop it back off to her. You know what I mean? So they're probably, yeah. So I think that Becky's gonna win this one. Match 2, which last night was very telling about something that got my mind turning. So match 2, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Gunther told Jey Uso that he's in too many people's business. You're not focused as a champion. You're going out helping this person, helping that person. You're not going to be focused when it comes to me and you fighting. And he's like, so I'm glad that you're doing all of this. Jay sat there for a minute and he was like, was thinking about it, but he still came out and helped Sammy and CM Punk. And you see what happened.
He got tsunami.
Got tsunami. Twice.
So he ain't gonna be at 100%.
Listen, if I get tsunami'd, I'm on injured reserve for a while. That dude, when he tsunamis you, it's over.
Yeah, that's
you gotta hope and pray that his knees hit first.
There's some stables that when they get made, with some stables when they just get made, you just be like, damn, bro. This stable right now with Heyman and this stable right now can run.
And I still think Sammy's coming. Sammy's coming.
Too. I'm saying it. He's too happy, bro. He was too.
Sammy's coming, bro.
Sammy is coming. Karrion Kross is gonna flip him because Karrion said you're a better bad guy than a good guy, so it's coming. And when he said that, I'm like, Sammy is because Sammy has been showing he's got that bad blood. He's got it, but he don't let it out. And when he lets it out, he's gonna be that guy you hate. And it's coming.
Yep.
I thought it was coming this weekend, and it didn't happen again. But it's coming. Stop playing this.
Who you got winning that the tag team match? Jay and Cody or Cena and Logan?
You know what? I have this feeling something is happening in this match.
Me too. I don't think they're going to let Cena lose.
Because the characters, all four of these guys are characters. You know what I'm saying? They're all characters. And really, Cody we've been questioning him, about what he is and if he's about the flip too. Cody comes back and, he's been showing his bad side in TV commercials and things of that sort. So now, I'm wondering, I'm real confused with this match. I think Jay and Cody pull it off, but I'm confused about this match. I think something happens in this match.
Yeah. We might be calling each other like, oh,
Cena in our truth, Cena showed flashes of, you know what I'm saying?
Baby
so it's
face.
like, damn, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's confusing. That this one is real confusing. The only real person we know in this match is Logan Paul. He's the only consistent guy in this match. And,
this seems like a final boss moment coming with these guys in this match.
Yeah, it could be.
Or
it could be.
I think he's going to show up.
I'm still sticking by my progression. My prediction that Ruthless Aggression in Boston, that final Cena match is Rock against Cena.
Rock and Cena, or I still say it's going to be Cena, CM Punk.
No, I think you're getting that at SummerSlam. SummerSlam. Yep, I think that's SummerSlam.
Or we might get it at Survivor Series.
Yeah, we could. But I think that SummerSlam is 2 nights. It has to be as big as WrestleMania now.
It's gonna be crazy. SummerSlam's gonna be crazy.
Felicia said Cody. She's taking Cody and she's got Becky.
Okay. Next match: Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Rhea versus Julia versus Naomi versus Stephanie Vaquer in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I got Stephanie winning.
I'm with you. They didn't bring Stephanie up here for nothing.
Hell no, she's winning.
She's winning, and because Rhea is looking to. Buddy already put it out there. She's looking to get that time off. They want to have a kid. But Rhea looked so good the other night in street clothes. Oh my God, bro! She came out in those jeans with the crop top and the 6-pack abs showing, and I almost fell off my couch. I was like,
I can't do the 6. I can't let. Like, it's cool for you to be like a little muscular.
Only on some. It's something about Rhea, bro. I'm not a big fan of 6-packs on women, but there's just something about Rhea to me. I
need some soft
package. She's the total
I need some
package.
softness. Like on women, I gotta have a little soft. I can't have like you. muscle man up in this. But no, Rhea does not look like she's, you know what I'm saying? She's just solid.
Yeah. I think this is Stephanie. I think this is Stephanie Vecchia.
I agree.
You know, they brought her up for a reason, and she's at Worlds Collide. She's taking on her godmother at Worlds Collide. That's her match.
Who's her godmother?
The chick that's in the match that she's
tagging,
at
Worlds Collide. Okay,
but the person she's facing is her godmother, who I guess got her into wrestling. I forget the wrestling name, but for those who don't know, like you said, we're not breaking down Worlds Collide because a lot of these wrestlers are new to us.
This is gonna be new for us.
First time, you know. So I'm hearing that her godmother is better than her, and I'm like, her godmother is better than her. Somebody said, yeah, they said their godmother's who got her into wrestling. I'm like, oh damn, okay, because this is gonna be crazy.
That is. Last match. Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano in the Money in the Bank ladder match. This is set up for Seth Rollins to win.
I'm so surprised Andrade got in there. I thought Jacob Fatu was taking that hands down. I was surprised, and then I realized
I was surprised Americano got in.
No,
Chad
because
Gable. He's gonna wrestle early. He's gonna wrestle earlier. Mm-hmm. He's pulling a 2 and look, and he's fight. He's the guy that he's going against.
That dude. That dude looks like a problem. I've been seeing his videos on Thing. And
you finally watched it?
I saw one clip. I saw one clip of him coming off the rope with a death spiral or whatever they called it, and I was like, bro, there's no need. This what we're about to see on Saturday is crazy. Craziness.
What I'm saying is, if I were Chad, I would have been like, you know what? Let Punk win that. And y'all can still do the whole, they come out and, try to beat him up and Jey Uso helps him. Let Punk win that, because this first match that I'm going to be doing, this match, it's not going to be it's going to be high-paced. I know he's in shape, don't get me wrong. It's going to be high-paced, high-flying. This guy that he's going against, the stuff that he does off the top, he's going to be doing some crazy stuff.
I seen one clip and I'm like, no way.
Bro, he's amazing, bro. This guy is amazing. I got to say his name. It's
needless to say, Worlds Collide is going to be trending at 3:00 in the afternoon here in America.
Bro, listen. Hold on. Yeah, El Hijo del Vikingo.
Yeah.
And it's for the AAA Mega Championship. This guy is no joke. And I see why Ray wants him to be the front runner of this company and take it over and make it crazy.
Oh, so Ray is pushing for this guy to be that face of the company?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
This is going to be nuts. This guy is that good. It's ridiculous.
They setting the tone right out the gate then.
This is going to be crazy. When you see this match, you're going to call me probably 3-4 times in the match. Because you're going to be like, yo, did you just see this shit he just did out the top rope? Bro, he did I'm not even going to tell you because I seen a clip. He did some.
Don't tell me. We a few days away.
It's crazy. Bro, when I seen it, I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. He puts it all on the line.
Oh, yeah.
He don't have no
the Mexicano wrestlers, it's a little bit different for them. You know, like I said, we're going back to the days of WCW Cruiserweight. Some of the best wrestling we ever saw. That Cruiserweight division,
Luchadors.
WCW, the Luchadors was the best wrestling we ever saw. And then you sprinkled in a little Dean Malenko, you know.
Yeah.
And
Chris
you
Ben.
got
Well, I don't even want to
Chris
mention that
Benoit,
guy.
you know. So no, you can mention Chris Benoit.
F that guy.
That was
that
a
guy.
tragedy, you know. That.
Yeah.
Not really.
It
really.
was.
I don't say F Chris Benoit because I watched Dark Side of the Ring and it really told the true story of what the issue was with Chris Benoit. And
I know it was mental health. It was a mental health thing. I do know that.
He was gay. He and Eddie were gay lovers. Did you watch the episode?
Yo, you just dropped that bomb at 10:28.
Did you?
I ain't see that.
Not watch that episode?
No.
Yo, you never watched. So for those who didn't know,
I'd never seen that episode, yo.
Okay, so when you watch this episode of Chris Benoit on Dark Side of the Ring, I'm surprised this episode didn't win an Emmy. And if you guys haven't watched it yet, go back and watch Dark Side of the Ring.
I'm about to watch it tonight.
Chris Benoit episode and really pay attention to the stories coming from all of the wrestlers. And one of the things you will find out is that Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko were banned. Were not Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero were kind of banned from WCW because they were gay. They never got the push. That's why the three of them ended up here in the WWE. When you watch this event and they talk about when Eddie Guerrero dies, and they talk about how broken up Chris Benoit was, and when you hear the stories from other wrestlers talking about the relationship between Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, you're going to say to yourself, yo, these two were gay. They were bisexual. They were gay. Because they talk about how distraught he was at the wedding, at the funeral. Then they talk about when Eddie Guerrero wins that belt in WWE with Chris Benoit there, and how Vince McMahon, which we know, Vince McMahon was hated by the Southern promoters because Vince McMahon didn't care if you was gay. If you made him money, he put you in the forefront. They talk about this in the episode. They say Vince McMahon allowed them to be themselves in the ring when Eddie won. If you all remember when Eddie won the belt, all the graffiti, all the stuff coming down and, you know, confetti and stuff. And they go back to that clip and Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit are hugging in the ring and blah, blah, blah. And what's his name? I think it's Jim Cornette says, hey, he allowed these guys to have their moment in the ring. And then you think about what he's saying, you're saying, they was lovers. And when the episode ends, the first thing I say is that they was bisexual. So people forget that Chris Benoit was married to a woman. She was bad. But sometimes when dudes have the baddest chicks, sometimes when dudes have the baddest chicks, but they on the road 24/7, you know what? Watch it. I'm telling everybody, go back, watch that episode.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen it,
go back and watch that.
You're gonna watch it and you're gonna be like, yo, they was gay. Yeah. They was gay. They was bisexual lovers. And that's what I gotta check. It was the most classiest. It was the most classiest way to say that without saying it. But when I got done with that episode, I'm like, okay, Chris Benoit killed himself because not just because of the mental health, but he was hiding this thing that like Aaron Hernandez.
But he
was
killed his son and his wife too, though.
Yeah, and that's the struggle part.
That's something different.
And they really get into they really get into that because it's not just
they mentioned Kevin Sullivan and all kind of stuff.
It's the way he did it. It's how he did it and what he did to them, and that's the. Yeah, it's a deep episode. It's one of the deepest episodes of that show. That I thought that
I gotta be ready to watch that. I might not watch it tonight, but don't watch it tonight. No,
you gotta be in a you gotta really pay attention and read the stuff between the lines on it. But when I watched that episode twice now, and both times I'm like, they was gay. They were bisexual lovers. And let's be real. Let's be real about it. There's probably been a lot of gay men lovers in WWE.
For sure.
For sure. Is it not Shelton Benjamin? Who is it? Who's the black guy? He finally came out and Titus, isn't it Titus? He's out.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I believe Titus he came out. Titus is gay.
Okay.
So,
hey, well, shout out to the,
but
the
it's
gays.
a tough business
it's Pride
because
Month as
you
well,
got to
so that's
portray.
cool.
You got to
Shout
portray
out to
this
the LGBTQ
masculinity.
IA.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to them as well. I'm sure we got some people that watch, wrestling and enjoy wrestling and watch our show as well from there. So, shout out to y'all, straight up. Good show, man. 10:32. We're gonna get prepped for Ahmed Johnson next week, and then the week after, I'm gonna have some one-on-one that is gonna be discussing figures, action figures, and how they do their collecting. It's gonna be great, y'all. Make sure y'all tune in every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10:30. For my man Sinista1, I'm your boy Lito. This is Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor Podcast, and we are out. Peace.
What's your podcast doing?
Me in vantage points, so I can't abandon joints. Gotta grab the coins, pay me wickedly. Superman of Thor, who am I? Haters mimic me, and they fans cheer him on with their capabilities. Wow, double entendre, crazy lyrically. Had to read a page in Timothy to take you seriously, cause I ain't scared, I ain't got no fear, baby, get with me. Open doors for the people, you can say it's chivalry. I drop bombs, it'll be a day in infamy, mainly cause all my ops feeling painful instantly. Stay for sympathy, not me, creating imagery that everybody you like, I made a simile. Facts.